It took place in the 80s, but it has kind of gotten a resurgence in publicity lately, mainly on TikTok, which has been really interesting. Many people who may have experienced watching this all play out back when it was taking place might have different opinions about the case now looking at it with fresh eyes. Let's go ahead and dive right into the Menendez family. The story begins with the father, Jose Enrique Menendez, who was born May 6, 1944 in Havana, Cuba. His father was a former soccer star and his mother was a former champion swimmer, and Jose really took after his parents. He was very competitive and athletic and he often got first place. He was very successful in all the sports that he did. When Jose was about 15 years old in 1960, things got really crazy in Cuba. Jose's parents felt like it wasn't safe for him there, so they ended up sending him to the United States when he was just 15. He came there alone and his parents decided to stay in Cuba to try to protect what they had left. Eventually, he got a scholarship for swimming, so he ended up going to Southern Illinois University. In 1962, he met Mary Louise Anderson, who went by the nickname Kitty. Kitty was just a few years ahead of him at SIU and she was born in 1941. She grew up in Chicago and she was a former beauty pageant queen and he was very attracted to her. They hit it off right away and started dating. By 1963, Kitty ended up graduating from SIU and Jose decided that he was just done with school and he decided to leave when she graduated. They were 19 years old at that time and they actually decided to go and elope. After this, they moved to New York where Kitty was a teacher for a little while and Jose ended up enrolling in Queens College and he worked as a dishwasher part-time. Eventually, Jose and Kitty got pregnant with their first child. His name is Joseph Lyle Menendez and he was born in 1968. At this point, Kitty decided to quit her full-time teaching job because she wanted to be a full-time mom instead. The city became a little too much for them, so Jose decided to move the family to New Jersey. On November 27th of 1970, they had their second son, Erik. Around this time, Jose had a big shift in his career path. He really liked music and money, so he decided to make the switch to the music industry. By the 80s, he was a top executive with RCA Records and he signed several really popular groups. The family moved to $1 million estate in Princeton, New Jersey. Both of the boys attended Princeton Day School, which was very prestigious and top-rated private school. Once the kids learned how to walk and talk, the expectations were set for them. They needed to be successful. They needed to excel in academics and athletics. Their parents were not okay with them just trying out sports. They needed to be the best. The one sport they got really into and they were very good at was tennis. Both of them were exceptional tennis players and they spent a lot of money for training and classes. In 1986, Jose decided that he wanted to leave music industry and get to movie industry instead, and that's when they moved to Hollywood. In 1987, Jose started a new job working for Live Entertainment, which was a newly formed company. In the first year, he increased the profit by $8 million, and in the second year, $16 million. Since then, he was known for doing whatever it takes, using some petty and ruthless business tactics, but it paid off for him because he was named the CEO. Jose was applauded and praised by the people at the top, but everyone that worked under Jose really hated him because he was a literal nightmare. He had a horrible reputation with women as well. He was aggressive, abusive, and ruthless. And not only that, but he was cheating on Kitty with the people that he worked with. After some time, they moved to Calabasas, which is a very luxurious area. Even some of the Kardashians live there. On the outside, they seemed like a picture-perfect, close and happy family. The parents were super involved with the kids' lives. When the kids got older, they started to do some pretty questionable things. They started stealing from people for fun. And when they steal something small, they would literally destroy the place and left nothing behind. Eventually, after some time, they were caught and their parents were very pissed. After some years, in August 1989, the whole family was on a yacht with their family friends. The crew noticed that the family seemed off. They seemed disconnected and they didn't spend much time together on the yacht. The next day was August 20 and their maid had a day off. The boys ended up deciding to go to the movies and Jose and Kitty decided to watch their own movie at home. The pair was sitting home and eating ice cream when suddenly, Erik and Lyle burst through the doors with guns. They ended up killing their parents with 19 bullets. And surprisingly, the two of them were not caught for 6 months. They were questioned by the police, but they just seemed innocent. After 6 months, Erik decided to tell all of it to his best friend. The best friend ended up betraying him and he told it all to the police. Eventually, they were caught and they will spend their life in prison. But on the trial, the boys said something that might be interesting to the judge. They said they were sexually abused by their parents their whole life and that's why they did it from anger. So, what do you think? Are they just spoiled brats or innocent? Let us know in the comments below.